So, hello and welcome guys to another live. It's not a live, it's a trade recap of yesterday's trade that I had taken. And unfortunately, yesterday I could not do the trade recap. So, today I will be doing that. Today is 6th of November, and the trade I had taken was yesterday, 5th of November. And this is my dashboard. If you can see, Blue Garden Futures. I have been trading with this firm for 4th November. So, yeah, I got this account 2 days before, and on the 4th, I had taken a trade, and that was a break-even trade. I'm not going to be explaining much of the trade. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of the trade that I had taken that time. 4th November. Okay, yeah, this is the trade. This was the first trade that had completely missed. So overall, my bias was bullish. Then the market opened. If you can see, 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Just follow my cursor. So 9:30 a.m. If you can see here, 9:30 a.m. the market opened here and it came down within the first. This is the 1 minute candle. With the first 2 3 minutes, it swept out all this low distance liquidity, but it was not a long run. But technically, overall, my bias was bullish. Then the market went and nicely broke through the range that was created and eventually rejected out. Now going on to the 30-second time frame, if you can see inside the 5 minute or 1 minute FBG, we formed a low, we took that low nicely, then we did a change in the state. Series of down close candle closes above that, and here would have been the entry in this candle. This would have been, if you can see, I marked it out, but here I didn't enter. Like much stupidity, I don't know. I don't think I have seen in my life that I didn't enter. I don't know why I didn't enter. Like I had this, I was doing the session recording. If you want to see here, 5 4. So if you see the session recording, session started open here. This is what 9:30 a.m. 8 a.m. So if you can see here, let's see at this point. Yes. So at this point, this would have been the entry. It would have been the entry. So if you can hear, I don't know if you can hear the voice. See, this was would have been the entry. This would not been the entry because the market had just consolidated here. But here would have been the second entry. This would have been the first entry. I would mark it here somewhere around here. See, I did enter the trade, but I think I said it mistake. I did enter the trade, and it was a perfect trade. You will see here, exact same thing here. Just close this. Where is the screenshot? So if you see the screenshot here, and this is the same thing. So if you see this is the screenshot, and this is the trade recording. So if you see, I've entered here, and I'm sorry that first I said because I forgotten that it was some like recorded 3 days ago, but I didn't record. I was a little bit sick and all that. So this was the trade. I'll just quickly explain. Now I had taken the trade here, but in the session recording, if you see, instead of putting a limit order, I did market sell. That is the most stupidest thing I have done. See, if you see, the trade is going fine. Here is the trade right now. Now I see, okay, it's pulling out perfectly. I will put my stop loss to break even somewhere around here. Okay, where the market is going. Is this? Let me see. It's 40. So if you see here, now I'm waiting for a see. Now instead of doing a top limit sell in the moment of hurry, because most time what happens, the market just does a liquidity sweep and just comes down. If like within the first half an hour or 45 minutes of market open, but that didn't happen. You can see instead of doing, I cannot zoom into that. Instead of doing limit sell, I did a market sell, and the and just got fucking closed. That was like so painful to watch because this is the perfect trade. Everything happened exactly as I wanted. I just see, I'm confused. I'm like, what happened here? Just thinking about entering. But see, my if you can see the cursor here, I didn't enter. I could have entered here because the market ran a lot. See here, market started running up quite nicely. I could have gotten the second entry as well here, but I just like I'm thinking like, how can I be this stupid? Okay, I could have gotten the second entry as well, but first like I was full confused. I was like, what happened here? You see, okay, okay, wait, I just let me see if we can hear the text of audio. Yeah, I should have done limit sell. This is my honest mistake. I just misplaced the overall ship. But could be the trade. I don't know if you heard that, and that was the overall mic session recording. So yeah, after that, like I did get a second trade, and which was like just a little bit FOMO, trying to chase the price. So this
We
was the
see
first trade.
in
This is a
external model, internal
I could
model,
have got
both
the second
played
as
out
well. Like
inside the FVG. We got
very
a higher time change in the state here. Now we
listen.
zoom into the lower time frame. We made a low. That low got taken, formed a series of downside candles. Took that with external with draw only high, change the state and pull back to the change the state trade here. This is the exact at
I did take the screenshot. They
kept
worked
this
out
running.
perfectly on.
This
There
is
was no
nicely
down candle
perfectly it
and
has hit.
single down
We
candle is
like
not on. This
just
is
because of my
exactly 1 is
honest
to
mistake, I
3,
thought that I was
1 is to 2.5 trade. See, exactly. It worked out. This would have been a overall take profit or fair value cap high, and it broke through and it went higher also. See, then here I did a little bit FOMO entry because the same thing happened inside also. We see here inside the form, the same thing which had happened here, the same thing started happening in the 1 hour time frame as well. Not if not 1 hour, 1 minute time frame in the other side, and here was the entry. It was just a like coping mechanism, something like that. But I did close it as break even. Here, market went up. Here, it's looking like I'm going to take a loss. Okay, now started momentum as it came to here. I put my stop loss to break even. Both this trade was fantastically good. First trade I would have taken here, closed it somewhere around. Even if I had not catch the full trade, I would have closed somewhere here, giving me a profit of nicely $60 to $70. And this second trade also nicely trade have been done. If you see here, after this I got broken. This would have been the perfect exit because overall the market it was doing. Let's see here. If you see here, so here the market went and it was inside this 1 hour FBG. Now overall the market was bearish. So now we want to see price rebalance equilibrium or trade lower. So the market, if the wants to trade higher, it can go higher. But that didn't happen here. So it was just kind of a coping mechanism. So here I would have just as this got broken through in a single candle. Here I put the stop loss break even, and here I should have just closed it. So overall I'm like up, like even if I'm considering less, like up like 130, $140. Okay, so but that didn't happen, and yeah, so this one ended up coming directly. It just wicked out and eventually stopped me out of break even. So here most people started taking the sell trade. If you see here, if I go to 4th November, 4th November, this was the trade. So this was the first trade here, second trade here. Now here was the sell trade. The market made a low within the higher time frame. It also rejected the 1 hour FBG manipulation. This is the manipulation leg 10:25 a.m. Then we got a downward move breaking through this FBG. Now here any point we could have taken the trade. Here also we see the candle rejected. Here also could have been the entry. Here also could have been the entry. Any of this momentum I could have caught. Like Here also could be in the nice entry here also, like any movement here, and initially target the London low. Okay, so this was the overall plan for 4th November, which I like didn't make the video. So yeah, now going on to today, 5th November. So yeah, if you want to see here, so this is the 5th November trade yesterday I has taken. So this is the same trade only. I had just taken two contracts and I had closed one and like I'll just like what do you say, partial out and all that. So yeah, going on to yesterday's trade, I'll quickly explain. So this was the 1 minute time frame. You can see here now. To go to the overall daily time frame. So overall my draw was kind of bearish, but as I said earlier in the very previous videos that I don't go with like a solid buyer. A solid bias meaning, let's say let's say like yesterday, like I was bearish for the day. Now in each and every opportunity, I'm not going to be looking for a bearish trade. I will observe what the market is doing and act according to that. So now going into the day, if you see here, market was inside a range. It was inside this overall range and it was inside this equilibrium. So now if I zoom on to the 5 minute time frame, if you can see the market had created multiple fair value gaps here. Sorry, I cannot do the chart replay by what you say. Subscription has ended. I will try to activate it within 4 5 days. So going on to the third 1 hour time frame, we can see the market was inside this range. It was like bouncing off of this 4 hour FBG. Okay, so now while I go into the 5 minute time frame before the market opens 9:30 a.m. So market is set to New York time zone. I live in India, so I've set the time zone to that. So now going on to that, the market started rejecting this 1 hour IBG. This was the 1 hour IBG. Then it got broken through and it got respected. So this became IBG. Technically, still 1 hour IBG. If you see here, but it did get broken through. So I consider this as a full bullish momentum. Like technically, after this happened, my bias was to look for some sort of a manipulation in the 4 hour time frame to eventually come lower. But that now going on to the 9:30 a.m. open, you can see on the point here of interest. So this was the Asian session high. Quickly show here. So this was the Asian high and this was the London high. Okay, so now London Asian both got ran over the single time and also it rejected the 4 hour FBG. Now I was hoping that here I could get an opportunity, but here the market didn't open, so I don't have any further insight. So I can take a trade because I will trade only after 9:30 a.m. open. Okay, so now going on to the 1 minute time frame, the market as it opened, this is 9:30 a.m. This is the 9:30 a.m. candle. It didn't, it rejected the 15-minute FBG. Then it came back into the range and eventually swept out the low that had created in the 1 hour FBG. Okay, so while the market was in a bullish trend, it rejected this 1 hour IBG. It made a inside 1 hour FBG. Okay, so now the market did trade into that and we did get a nice liquidity sweep. Then we did get a form of manipulation. If I go into here, we did get a now this is just the zooming of this area. So now if you go into here, the market trade here. Now it rejected that. Then I was looking for the changing the state with displacement. Then we did get a manipulation also. There was also SMT. So I had considered that the market can or cannot, like there's a slight chance that the market can come and sweep the low. Okay, but that didn't happen. We got a nice CRT and I entered my trade here. So after I entered here, the market went up. Like this was my break-even point. So like thankfully this didn't get tapped right away. If this could have tapped, then I would have stopped out break-even. Okay, so after that, now I'll pull the session recording. The session recording. I think so. This today's only. This is when. Let me check. This is no. This is the 4th November. I need to see the 5th November yesterday. This is yesterday, 5th November. Ignore the background noises if you're getting any. So yeah, this is the session recording. So the market had opened here, then trading into lower, then switch to 30-second time frame. Here we did get form of manipulation. So this market didn't open. It's 9:20 a.m. So market opened at 9:30. So let's just go there directly. 9:30. So if you can see here, the market is head here. It took the London high, London Asian high. Then it started rejecting this daily equilibrium. So if you see here, this was the equilibrium of this overall range. Okay. So this overall range, on the 1 hour time frame, this overall range, this was the equilibrium. I just delete this. So this range from here to here, this was the equilibrium. Okay. The market started rejecting that, which gave a further confirmation that the market does wants to trade lower to the bottom inefficiency. Okay, so after that, the market did trade lower 9:30 a.m. If you can see 9:26 a.m. The market opened here. It went down, swept this low. Then we got a manipulation. Further manipulation leg. No, market didn't open till there also. So it's not manipulation. So here market opened. It went and started rejecting the 15-minute candle once again. Here I didn't do anything. Then here we got a breakthrough. We got a final sweep of the 1 hour FBG and also the low that was inside the 1 hour FBG. Then this was the form of manipulation. So 30 seconds, this is the manipulation. Then I was waiting for a change in the state here. If I just play the recording here, let it just play. I didn't speak anything. So I just have to do the voice over here only. So switch to the 1 minute time frame and here is the 30-second time frame. So as we did get a close here nicely, I was looking for a nice entry and the market just traded low. Then I put my entry. Here I increase the contract, two contracts, and I enter there. I was hoping for a nice pullback so I can put my entry. And the market did pull back a little bit. Overall, it had closed above this 1 hour, a 1 minute FBG also. Okay. So as we got the pullback, I put my nice entry, two contracts, and I put my stop loss here. And I was like very careful in putting my stop sell. Okay. Limit order, and I checked it multiple times. Yeah, I'm just contemplating what I'm doing. Stop sell. Okay. See, that's why I didn't want because the previously both got closed. So I did that and left it running. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so I'm coughing in the middle. So that was the entry. And here, if you can see, overall, put my break even, stop sell. Then I started trailing my stop loss. So here, after as this got broken through, as this high got broken through, I put my stop loss to here. This 1 on 1 30 second FBG. Then the market came lower, and I put my stop. I gave it a little bit room to breathe because if I would have got stop, I initially put my stop loss in this FBG, this 1 minute FBG. It's this low. So as the market started dumping, I gave my stop loss a little bit room to breathe because it has not taken any low hanging fruit yet. So I was wondering if the market does want to trade higher, it can just stop me out and eventually go higher. Okay. So if you see the session recording as well, see I tailed my stop loss to here. Then I'd give it a little bit room to breathe. See if you see here, the market came so close. Like he said, a मौत को छू के टक से वापस आ गया. This close it came to stop loss because I had put it initially here, my MVG, 1 minute MVG. Then I give it a little bit room to breathe. Here also, I thought I'm going to get stopped. 100% I thought I'm going to get stopped out. Like, like, like it was fully 100% I thought I didn't get stopped out. But that didn't happen. It went up and overall, It came through here, and overall, I took my first contract here. Here I booked one, and second one I booked very quickly also. I could have left the second one running, but I didn't do that. Overall, I need to stay within five daily consistency. Or if you are hearing some background noise, there is a school here, children's school. They are just shouting. So yeah, that was the trade, and I booked the one overall. You will see $188. Because I was in $7.45 loss, so it was technically 100 and like for this $192 in profit. So I put that in the journal as well. 190, I think it's 192, 192. So yeah, CIT manipulation, liquidity sweep, internal, everything was perfectly done. Well, I was very happy with myself that I followed the plan, everything perfectly. Like, I should not say this, but I'm saying this. Like, many traders took this trade wrong. Like, many people thought that the market was trading lower. Like, I don't know how that can happen. Yesterday, the market started rejecting this 1 hour MBG and also this 1 hour IBG. Going on to the open, there has been no liquidity sweep yet. So, how can you determine the bias if the market wants to trade lower? Wait, I've just seen this guy's video, done this guy. I just go here. Like this guy's video, I watched on a daily basis. The, this guy Lucas for like his trades are like very weird. Like which when everyone is taking profit, this guy will must like he has to take a loss. And also like Diego Barrera trade, he is also on watching. So both of them like whenever everyone has to do a profit, he has to do a loss. Like it is like guaranteed. I don't know how that happens. So yeah, going on to that, that was the overall output of the trade. Here was there and market here and all that. Everything was done here only. So yeah, everything worked out fine. And yeah, I need to make some videos also. If you could see of growth funded, I'm a bit sick, so that's why I didn't make. So yeah, that will be it. And I have already taken the screenshot. I'll upload it for the thumbnail. Yeah, bye bye. Take care. See you in the next one.